Weather teams have been a staple in competitive Pokemon since Tyranitar got Sandstream back in Gen 3. Sun and Rain teams are very strong, but only Kyogre and Groudon can set up their respective weather on entry. Until Gen 5, when Pokemon like Ninetales was given Drought, and Politoed was given Drizzle. The weather types are so important to battles, yet new ones haven't been added in generations. Currently there are 4 types of weather: Sand, Snow, Rain, and Sun, all with unique effects. Weather is important for setting up many things that will benefit your team, whether that's moves like Hurricane or Thunder, which will always hit in the rain, or a move like Blizzard, which will always hit in the snow. Moves like Solar Beam or Solar Blade, which will skip their recharge turn. For Sun teams, Fire moves will have their power increased by 50%, while Water moves get reduced by 50%. Great for helping Fire types defensively. Rain does the opposite, boosting up Water moves in the rain by 50% and reducing Fire moves by 50%. Sand and Snow will cause chip damage at the end of each turn for Pokemon that aren't their respective types. Snow actually boosts the defense of Ice types by 50%, while Sand boosts the special defense of Rock types by 50%. There's also plenty of abilities that will activate based on weather, like Chlorophyll for Sun and Swift Swim for Rain. But what would a new weather look like? They tried adding Fog back in Gen 4, but it was only in certain areas and it was only a negative for both sides. Well, in the ROM hack, Elite Redux, they've added a new Eerie Fog weather condition, complete with new moves and abilities that benefit from it. So let's take a look at some and see why making a Fog team is worth it over creating the others. Of course, you can't have a good weather team without having a Pokemon that can set up the weather easily. Luckily, the ability Low Visibility will set up Eerie Fog on entry. There are plenty of great Pokemon with this ability, like Giratina, both its origin and base form, Dusknoir, Lunala, Phantalm, and Trevenant. Every Fog team is going to have at least one of these to make sure Fog is set up with ease. But what Pokemon benefit from the Fog, and what effects does it have on the field? Eerie Fog will reduce damage against all ghost types by 20%. Eerie Fog will also remove one of every stat increase at the end of each turn for every non-ghost and psychic type. Ominous Wind will have its attack power doubled to 120 as well. There are a ton of abilities that are affected by Eerie Fog. The ability Smoky Maneuvers is sure to cause teams problems. Smoky Maneuvers will increase evasion by 25% in the fog, like Sandveil and Sandcloak. Pokemon with this ability include Shedinja. It's already hard enough to take one out, but this certainly doesn't help. There's also Battle Bond Greninja, Ghost Oricorio, Mega Redux Aegislash, and Mega Redux Houndoom. All are really hard hitters, so getting extra turns because of misses is really nice. Mega Redux Houndoom also gets another ability that's activated by the fog, that being Surprise. Surprise will hit any Pokemon that tries to use a priority move with the move Astonish. Now Astonish was actually reworked to be the ghost version of Fake Out, so Pokemon will flinch every time it's hit with it. Surprise is basically an upgraded version of Dazzling. Pokemon that get Surprise include Mismagius, Bayonet, and Ash Greninja. Speed kills, so every good weather condition has abilities that will increase speed. Ethereal Rush will increase the speed of a Pokemon by 50%, creating some incredibly powerful sweepers. Pokemon like Chandelure, which is famous for its amazing special attack but lackluster speed, often requiring a Choice Scarf. Well, now it doesn't need to waste an item slot on it and can run a Choice Specs or Life Orb instead. Mimikyu, which can easily get a Swords Dance off because of its disguise ability, is usually forced to use a move like Shadow Sneak after it's been broken because of its low speed, but now Ethereal Rush makes it very scary and easily capable of blowing teams up. Another interesting bonus is that Mimikyu's disguise will actually be restored if it switches into Fog, letting it get free hits as long as Eerie Fog is active. Other great Pokemon get Ethereal Rush like Ceruledge, Origin Giratina, and Mega Gyarados X. Of course, there's the opposite side as well. Ectoplasm will increase the highest attacking stat by 50% when in the fog, so this works with both special attackers and physical. Dragapult is an amazing Pokemon with this ability. 142 in speed will often have it being the fastest Pokemon on the field, but now its 120 in attack is that much more of a threat. It also has speed boost, which is a nice bonus. While its special attack is lower, it has some great moves and is much better because of Ectoplasm. Gengar and its Mega Evolution are just insane with this ability. Mega Gengar already has one of the highest special attack stats in the game, so basically giving it a free Choice Specs will be a huge problem for a Pokemon to face. For a slightly more permanent increase to stats, since Fog can easily just be taken away, there's the Greater Spirit ability, giving a Pokemon +1 to his highest stat when entering the Fog. Not exclusive to attack or speed, although the only 3 Pokemon that get it will most likely want that increased. Those Pokemon are Gyarados, Alolan Marowak, and Marshadow. Marshadow is already an amazing Pokemon, but give it that increase to attack or speed, and it becomes even scarier. Gyarados can't really function without it since it's slow and not super strong. Alolan Marowak getting +1 in attack, especially with the Thick Club item and Bone Zone ability, will scare off even tanky Pokemon. The new ability Shallow Grave will give a Pokemon a second chance to get the revenge to destroy your team. Shallow Grave will revive any Pokemon with it to 25% after being knocked out in the fog, allowing for a clean switch and for that Pokemon to come back later and do more damage. Imagine getting rid of a problematic Annihilate only for it to come back to use one last Rage Fist. Hisuian Zoroark also gets this ability, and with its Opportunist ability, it can easily come back in and steal victory. Gengar has this, and with the previously mentioned Ectoplasm, it's just a straight up menace. Flare Boost, which is in the base game and only on Drifblim, will increase special attack by 50% when burned, basically requiring them to hold a Flame Orb to activate. Well, now Flare Boost will be activated instantly just by being in the fog, allowing Pokemon like Redux, Houndoom, Weezing, and Gourgeist to hold their items, making Flare Boost that much better to run and making them even stronger overall. You couldn't forget about the tankier Pokemon either. After all, you're going to want to take advantage of the reduced power against Ghost types. Cofagrigus and Cursola get the ability Rest in Peace, healing 1/8 their HP after each turn in the fog. Pairing this with a leftover can give them some insanely good recovery, making them really difficult to remove, especially in doubles as they just inflict status left and right. Fog is an excellent weather condition, and you can certainly create some really strong teams with it. Add a Smoke Ball to your Fog setter and you'll have 12 turns of Fog to work with. There are plenty of other new abilities that benefit from other weather teams as well, but Fog teams might be the best overall. You let me know what you think and what your Fog team would look like. Don't forget to subscribe and like for more videos. Shout out to our members, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.